We've got a couple clips of Republican cope after Trump's horrendous debate performance, which is my favorite late night snack, as well as a couple clips of Trump in the spin room after the debate, because obviously if you think you did a good job in a debate, the first thing you do is immediately go for damage control, that's for sure. So let's watch these Republicans having to admit that Trump lost, and then we'll get into Trump's own response as well.
And here she was tonight. She was composed. She was prepared. She kept her cool. She saw advantages. She took them. She baited him successfully, which is the story of the debate, in my view. So she came out ahead in this, in my opinion, no doubt. Now, whether it'll move the needle in the race, very few things seem to, but that remains to be seen.
When even a Republican on Fox News, the biggest propaganda station for right-wingers in America, is admitting Trump's defeat, you know the performance was that bad. I mean, who would have thought we'd ever see this? It doesn't matter how much propaganda they spew, they had no way to twist and turn this one in their or Trump's favor. And for what it's worth, this is actually accurate analysis. Again, I mean, who would have thought with Fox News? Trump fell for all of her traps, which pretty much defined the debate and the intellectual gap between them, while she was also able to come off as the professional and adult in the room, while Trump just projected childishness.
Good evening, Trace. You know, the Harris campaign is asking for a second debate. So we asked why, if they feel so good about how she did tonight, what is the need to put her up a second time? Their answer was basically she did so well and Trump did so poorly that they want to do that all over again.
This one is extra funny because Fox News for weeks spread that, oh, she's scared to go off script. She can't talk without a teleprompter. She's scared to do debates. She won't agree to do the other dates that Trump said he wanted to do for debates, as he proposed like 3 different dates. And now it's, why do you even want to debate again, huh? If you think you did so good, you obviously wouldn't want to, right? Like, you want to speak more off script and without a teleprompter because you think you did poorly and you lost. That's what they're trying to say here. Right-wingers just have no sense of fear or care for self-humiliation. It's just go at whatever talking point blows in the wind the right way to favor you in that moment.
You know, I'm always going to give it to you straight. So a few things I would say is, did she exceed the very low expectations that were set for her? Yes, she did.
This is such cope. The only people who had low expectations for Kamala were MAGA and clearly Trump, who underestimated her. And it wasn't even a close debate. Like, I, for one, had really high expectations for Kamala being a prosecutor, seeing the way that she went at like Justice Kavanaugh and these hearings and all these other senators. Like, I don't know who one real person who wasn't just dead set on voting for Trump who had low expectations for Kamala, because they got those low expectations from listening to Trump for weeks insult her intelligence. So then saying that she exceeded those low expectations means that Trump way underperformed even her low expectations, because she absolutely shit on him the entire debate. This is just nonsensical. And it's Vivek doing his best, put Trump's balls in my mouth and spin this the best way I can possible to make him happy, because nobody left that debate thinking Trump won, or especially thinking, hey, I would vote for this guy, who wasn't already thinking that going in or was going to say it regardless of what happened on this stage. If you're saying that Trump won the debate, you would have said that if he walked up there and took a shit on the microphone and walked off, because that's basically what he did for 90 minutes.
One tonight, why are you here? Why not let the performance speak for itself?
Well, I think it did, but people said, would I come here? And I made an obligation to a couple of people to do this show. But it was I thought it was a great night.
I love that he was immediately called out for this. Like, they just immediately recognize what you're doing. Like, yeah, if you won the debate, then why are you here? Like, every candidate who's ever thought they did well doesn't come to the spin room, and the ones who lose come to the spin room for damage control. Like, this is the last place you would be if you really thought you did so good. And he didn't really have an answer for that. It's kind of akin to how the debate went. I mean, this is clearly damage control. He's trying to save face from how poorly even he himself knows he did. I'm sure his campaign managers and advisors sent him out there as well. And the reporter didn't let him get away with it for even a second. I mean, you love to see it.
Why wouldn't you look at her?
The polls are indicating that we got 90%, 60%, 72%, 71%, and 89%.
Where are you getting these numbers from?
No answer to where the numbers came from, and that's because he reached around and pulled them directly out of his ass. And, well, I mean, we'll show on the screen that polling after the matter all pretty much agrees that most people think that Harris won. If you look at the flash polls from the different sites, it's the same as well, with people also answering on the individual issues that they discussed. And overwhelmingly on every issue, people agree with the things Harris said, thinks that she had better answers to the questions, and don't agree with the things that Trump said and thinks that he answered on questions poorly. So the numbers that he's saying, again, are coming from absolutely nowhere, because when you look at the data, all the reasonable data seems to disprove them. And on top of that, Trump has already said that he likely won't debate again because he knows how bad that would be for him, given how bad this one was for him. So he's going to run away scared with his tail tucked from doing another, which is hardly what you do if you're campaigning and you think you did good at something and it would help your campaign. You start doing that thing a lot more. But if something hurts your campaign, you run away and refuse to do it. Kind of how right-wingers have been trying to say, like, about Kamala Harris doing interviews. Like, why is Trump so scared to do debates then? Like, let's start that narrative, Republicans, something they would never do.